Alright, we are back again with another training video. Kenny Wright with Welsh Hormone Optimization. Today we are doing arms. So here I'm just warming up super duper light, seriously. I mean, you can see that's just the pin in the stack basically. To warm my elbows up, you can see there we're on a cable with a rope, and I'm kind of twisting my hands out and bringing them down because it takes pressure off my elbows and just warms the muscle up first and allows my elbows to move before I put any weight on it. So this is a good way just to start warming up. And I'm huge about warming up. Every video I say that, but I will continue to say it because it's just the truth. So this is the best way I feel to warm up the triceps without putting pressure on the elbows first. Because once you kind of get into that area of elbow pain right off the bat, you can't really get away from it. But you can warm it up, get some blood in the joint beforehand, and then avoid it altogether. Alright, I think we're getting into some real sets. So you can see, I bring it up. If you watch my tricep muscle, I bring my elbows, all the way up until I see my triceps stop lengthening. And then I extend, squeeze, lengthen, squeeze. You can see the tricep coming up and down, up and down. So I stop when it's at its longest point. And not any before that, and not any after that. It doesn't need to be. So you can see, you push down, you kind of pull the rope apart, puts more tension on the tricep. This exercise is great for building the short head of the tricep, or the horseshoe as people refer to it as, which a lot of people lack, and visually it's good looking. So it gives you a good thick outer head of the tricep there. We're getting into some heavier sets, so slowing the reps down, taking a little more strength to push them, but just extend, squeeze, lengthen, squeeze, boom, just like that, over and over. We're just switching off sets. So extend them. And you can see, this is another thing that I'll say is women can and should train exactly like men. They might not need to, be doing crazy bench presses and stuff like that because they have boobs. We have to build ours. But, I mean, girls, they're anatomically, we're the same. So yes, your muscles are exactly the same. There's no difference, so you don't need to train them any different. You just train in proportion to your own strength and ability. Here we go, moving on. So we're doing biceps and triceps today. Tricep pushdowns, moving on to standing alternating dumbbell curls. A little twist to the wrist there. Makes the bicep flex a little better as opposed to like a straight up hammer curl. Actually, in my later sets, like when I get extremely heavy, I will do my last, say I'll hit like 4 sets, just doing a standard alternating dumbbell curl like this, and then on my later sets, I will move into like an extremely heavy hammer style curl, but I kind of cross over. And I think I do a set like this in this video, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's just to kind of push strength, a little bit further once I've already gotten into it. So you want to go heavy. I mean, this isn't crazy heavy. You want to be able to full control, but you don't want to be doing little rinky-dink, 2-pound weights and doing 538,000 reps because it's not even taking effort. So, push the strength a little bit. So you can see my form. I'm trying to, show the correct form here. So rotate the wrist, big squeeze up, keep the elbows forward. When people do these and they're doing super heavy weight and you see their elbows, sag backward behind them, like you're taking all the pressure off of your bicep. That's just stupid. So you can see when I'm from the side here, boom, elbows move forward. So you're squeezing up into that head of the bicep even further up, rather than when your arms are way back and you're just barely tipping into the bottom of your bicep. You can see when the dumbbells get heavier, I kind of do have a little bit of a rocking motion, but I'm not letting momentum do the work for me. Like, I'm still in full control, and you can see it through, conditioning and the blood flow that I'm getting there. Very clear that it's working properly. And I get the Popeye face going on. Yep. There she goes. This is a heavy set, so this is what I'm saying. On the very last ones, you can kind of huck it a little bit. She's controlling it pretty well, but that's pretty damn heavy weight for a girl. So, not saying girls can't be strong, but that's heavy. So, and you can see, how her elbows want to slide back, but she's fighting it, so that's a good thing. Keeping proper form even when you're going heavy. But this is her last set. Like, I would never allow her to, or say for her to be doing them like that the whole entire time. See, this is the later sets that I'm talking when I go into kind of a crossover hammer curl, and those are heavy dumbbells. Those are 75s. It's pretty heavy. I'm sure people can do more, but hey, that's good weight. You can see kind of crossing them over in front. Not able to twist that wrist because it's just too much, but this is the last set, so you're really pushing it. Doing them this way kind of puts more pressure on your forearm and outer bicep, which is fine for the last sets. Or you can just do them all like that if that's what you were trying to target. Anyways, here we go. Moving on to lying tricep extensions with dumbbells. So you want your elbows, straight up or tilted back a little bit. And the reason why I bring them back more than, completely vertical, she's moving a little quick there, but slow down when the weights get heavier on the next sets. But the reason why I bring my elbows back so far is that it hits more. First of all, doing them completely straight up like that, not twisting your wrist, hits more on the long head of the tricep, which is the thick part of the tricep. If you see somebody who has big arms and they just grab your attention, odds are they have a very thick tricep. And this is a good exercise to get them. And you don't have to use a ton of weight. And doing them this way, which I'm trying to explain, but I keep getting in my own way, doing them with your elbows back real far like that takes a lot of pressure off the joint, and it puts it on the head of the tricep, more thoroughly. And that's a win-win because nobody wants hurt elbows. I'm stretching out there afterwards, so there we go. She's getting into her a little bit heavier sets. Tempo slowing down a little bit. I keep my elbows a little tighter than this, but whatever's comfortable. Everybody's body's different, so. But normally I tell people keep your elbows real tight, elbows back, control them, boom, all the way up, big squeeze at the top. You can see if Jim Morrison is alive, that guy right there behind her is him. I zoom in on him. He won't turn his face to me, but he seriously looks exactly like Jim Morrison. Moving on, I gotta flip my hat around, bro style. Lay down on these benches. Good, you can see my tempo slowing way down because these are getting heavier. Those are 45s there. See, it doesn't take a crazy amount of weight. 45s is extremely heavy with those. Like, I don't think I've ever gone past 50 in my whole life. But it works. The long head of the tricep, you can see it there. Super thick, super full, blood. Flexing here with Val. This guy is seriously the nicest human on the face of the planet. He owns a food truck. It's a coffee, pastries and stuff. So nice. And he's in freaking fantastic shape too. Alright, moving on. Kind of a cable concentration curl. So with these, you want your elbow cocked out, kind of parallel with your body. And then big squeeze up. Lengthen it. Squeeze out. You don't want to lengthen too much to where you're going beyond, the full stretch of your bicep, the full lengthening of it. But these are good for targeting the outer upper bicep peak, to where when you flex your arm like that, that it shows like a freaking tennis ball, and this is a good way to do that. This exercise I'm sure lots of people do, but I kind of modified it my own way to, it's almost like the tricep version of a concentration curl. So elbow cocked out, you just grab the ball of the cable there, and it doesn't take much weight at all. I think that's 25 pounds or something. But this works the outer head, of the tricep again, just like I was doing on the warm-up sets with the cable, but I feel like it's even more isolated, and it works that the horseshoe, I guess you would call it, very well. She's going into her curls. You want to resist letting your upper arm get pulled away. See, that's a good thing right there. You can spot yourself with these, so it's nice. You can kind of just take away that extra tension that'll make you, that would potentially make you fail. Get yourself a few more reps out of there. The same thing with tricep. You cock your elbow out, push them down, kind of twist out with the wrist. Works that outer head of the tricep. Super good. And I think that these and those lying dumbbell curls have made my triceps much better, because there was a time when my biceps were out of proportion. They were much better than my tricep, and I think they're pretty even now. So you can do a concentration curl too with a dumbbell. You can do them leaning forward, kind of like Arnold in pumping iron, or you can do them seated and have your elbow cocked out and kind of sitting on your knee in this same motion here, but this is one variation on a cable. Cables are just nice and smooth, and they keep constant tension longer than a dumbbell could, because gravity doesn't really have that same effect that it does on a dumbbell, where you get to a certain point with your arm and the pressure just kind of falls off. Cables are nice because they keep tension. You can see I can lengthen my tricep all the way and then boom, push down again. You can see they're getting pretty meaty, and that's good. That's how you want them. That's a good angle. Super good. All right, guys, that is it. Arm day.